Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be unlocking the 6 costs for all 4 of my healers that I use for Apex Arena in Langrisser Mobile. So for me, the 4 healers are Iris, Liana, Tiaris, and finally, I use Wiler now. So I will unlock the skills on all 4 of these, and yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So I know some people use Chloe, Chloe shouldn't be too hard of an unlock, I haven't looked at it, but I imagine that since she has attack skills, it won't be an issue. So, in any case, let's begin. So for this part, I am going to do Iris here, and let's begin her awakening. So, for healers, all of them, you're going to want them to have a set of high int gear. So you don't want a set of gear that provides crystal or that kind of enchant. You definitely want a set of gear that provides increased intelligence, such as full moon, or increased damage like breeze. So the easiest way to get that, of course, is to simply grab a set of gear from one of your mages, right? Your mages will definitely have a set of gear that has, clocks or full moon or whatever. That will have clocks or breeze. You'll generally want to find a set of gear that provides breeze or full moon, right? In my case, I have my Liana, who has a set that's completely intelligence focused, and I can use that for all my healers. And that's what I'm going to do. So let's swap that set of gear over to Iris before I begin. And I am going to have to make some manual adjustments because, unfortunately, I have other sets of gear that are available. So here though, I did swap out the Tenyo's headdress for a Sharon to increase the damage she can potentially deal. Don't need to, it's just a nice to have kind of thing. But this set of gear has full moon enchant, which gives her additional intelligence, and so she can attack harder. So let's begin. Alright, so for this particular battle, I'm going to have Iris bring her Leisure Dance Iris, Dolly, and the self-heal spell, which I don't think I'm going to use, but it's always nice to have. This is probably the most finicky battle of the bunch, and as always, the thing about Iris is I have her with Sorceress Soldiers instead of bringing her usual Bolt Rangers, because it's more important for me to do damage to the enemy than it is to self-heal. So, the thing about Sumere is she does have Butterfly Dance and Phoenix Dance. Butterfly Dance, and the other thing is she has higher intelligence with more soldiers killed, right? So if you kill off all her soldiers, I think she has around 1700 attack. If your Iris is strong enough to survive that, it's pretty easy. You can just attack right from the start. So that's what I'm gonna do. Right. I don't die to that AoE attack, which is important. It did around 8,000, right? With her at 1753 int, so that's around 4,000 damage. Right. So if you have more than 4,000 hit points on your Iris, you're fine. So I am going to have to retreat back here and self-heal. Now, unfortunately, my Iris used Phoenix Dance now. So I have to wait for it to wear off, because Phoenix Dance revives her. So there's no real point in me attacking, I'd rather just self-heal and wait for it to wear off. If you use Phoenix Dance first, then I would be able to kill her right now. So since I can't, let's just teleport myself to the north. There we go. So now it's worn off. and I can easily finish off Sumera. So now comes Sakura, starting with Okahoshi. So she used one of her line attacks. I am going to have to self-heal here. Wait for her to use the other one. There it is. Hakarorin. Alright, so unfortunately, with Hakarorin, I have heal reversal and extra damage taken and so on. So I actually have to retreat for now. I can't even self-heal. Because I take too much damage otherwise. So... But I'm nearly ready to attack. I'm just going to teleport myself with Le Jardin, the Iris, to buff up my stats a bit. And now, even though my sources are damaged, it's time to assault. She got to launch another Okahoshin. I am going to take fixed damage equals to 2 times the int of Sakura, right? Which is around 2,500 damage, I think. But I can survive that, as long as I kill her. So I'm gonna go for the kill. And there we go. So all that's left now is Angelica, who can spawn characters and heal up. So, I'm gonna just self-heal here and move forward. And I expect to take these hits from Angelica. Right, she's gonna launch 2 of those single line attacks before she'll actually attack. But the line attacks don't actually hit very hard. So, let's see. I'm probably going to want to crush her summon for now. There's the second line attack. So next turn she is going to trade range attacks with me, which means I should probably move in and range attack her first, because she will now attack me and kill herself. And there we go. So, I didn't get much benefit out of the sorceresses in terms of damage dealing, but since they do magic attack, that was the important part, right? Because a lot of the enemies were vulnerable to magic attacks, while not being very vulnerable to physical attacks. So, but there you go. It works out quite well, you know. And yeah, not too difficult of a battle, but it is a bit of a stat check, much more so than a lot of the other fights. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. On that note, Nitro out. The next 3C I'm going to unlock is Tiaris. So once again, Tiaris will want a set of gear that provides maximum int. So I'm going to be removing, let's say, the goddess left hands and so on, because they don't provide intelligence. They provide extra healing, right? So same thing for the teddy bear. Don't particularly need that over additional healing. You can if you wish, because certainly it will make her attack blessing, if she uses it on herself, last longer. But you don't need it. So I'm just going to continue to use Liana's set of gear for everyone when possible. It just makes sense. Use the same set of gear for all my healers while doing these fights. So the only thing I'm going to change out though is, since I have a Charon, I might as well bring it instead of, you know, a Tenyo's headdress where she doesn't get her a buff on herself. So there we go. Alright, with the gear set, let's begin the awakening match. So here, you're against Varna, Freya, and then Ultimuller. So, the interesting question here is whether to actually bring Bolt Rangers or Sorceresses, right? Sorceresses, keep in mind, they get that plus 45% damage. Oh, actually, I could also bring catapults. That's interesting. I actually didn't know Tiaris had catapults. Because Bolt Rangers plus catapults could theoretically allow you to avoid Freya entirely. I might actually do that. So, change of plans. I'm going to retreat back and switch up to bring the Goddess's Left Hand after all, and catapults. So my catapults are not really well leveled at all, but they do provide that +1 range, which I think will be pretty important. Right? I've taken a quick glance. My catapults are level 7, so, but they are usable. You know, level 7 doesn't need that many SSR training items, and they're enough to be used. So let's begin. Alright, so overall, these skills that I'm bringing look fine. You know, I could bring Holy Missile, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. I'd rather just bring this current skill set and begin. And the main thing is I need to avoid Varna initially, so she does have aim, right? So I'm going to have to retreat. Even if I retreat, I actually can't get out of Varna's range. So you know what? I'm going to take the offensive instead. By attacking. Alright. So, let's finish her off. Or not. Uh-oh. That's okay, because 2 attacks, or 2 AoE attacks, were not enough to finish off my Tiaris. Right. Still 2,000 hit points. So it did around 5,000 damage to me, roughly, a bit less. But I survived, so I get to heal up and try again to finish off Varna next. So, here we go. Varna's taken down. Next opponent, which is Freya. So here, I'm going to start by attack blessing on myself to increase my damage output. And now, I can attack at 3 range due to the catapults. And due to the mobility debuff, Freya can't even get close. So let's attack again. Finishing off Freya. Alright, so now I need to finish off Ultimuller. And in order to do so, I'm initially just going to retreat back and attack blessing myself. And then miracle myself before fighting him. I retreat back because of how high he can move 5 tiles. Right? So let's just keep running. The key point here is to avoid getting hit by Ultimuller's Dragon's Breath initially. So now that he's moved twice, then I attack. And with both attack blessing and miracle up, I can one-shot Ultimuller. There you go. So nice and easy clear, you know, nothing too difficult. I'm pretty certain you can use sorceresses with no problems rather than using level 7 catapults too. Should be a very viable option as well. I just used catapults because, yeah, I don't know. I had them, I guess. So I'm going to change up Tiaris back and move the gear back to their original characters. So Liana gets her gear, then Tiaris. Okay, this is a little bit finicky in terms of getting the gear back because it's equipping Tiaris' gear on Liana and so on. Alright. There we go. So there's the gear for Liana. And then I have to give the gear to Tiaris. There we go. Alright, so then next up would be Liana. Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video I am going to be doing the 6 cost unlock for Liana because I don't know if I really need it, but it doesn't hurt to get the 6 points on my Liana, and we'll see how this, and we'll see how this goes. Because after all, I do plan on unlocking the 3C on, or sorry, not the 3C, the 6 skill points on all of my characters that I use for Apex Arena this time. So Liana will be the first. And let's begin. So for this particular battle, I'm going to have Liana bring her 2 attack skills and summon Sky Archers. Also important to note is my Liana does have a full moon set. If you don't have a full moon set on your healer, just swap out her current set of gear with a gear that one of your mages has, right? So with that done, I'm ready to begin. And here we go. So Wind Blades in particular will be important for taking down Shuri. Right? And I'm just gonna have her charge forward and Wind Blade. Which nearly cuts Shuri down. Just like that. So at this point, I can easily finish her off. There was no way Shuri by herself could one-shot my Liana with Shrine Maidens, so it's an easy finish just like this. So next up is Hein. And I am going to start by dropping my summon, Sky Archer here. In the center. I don't think I actually need it, but it does prevent Hein from using the AoE attack, right? Because otherwise, if you're in range with only one character in your party, Hein is likely to launch an AoE. In any case though, I get the first attack this way, and I'm going to start with my range attack, just like that. And they should trade range attacks, but Liana should be fine. So there's another one down. And finally, let's advance towards Elwyn. So Elwyn is a bit more finicky, I think, due to his ability to self-heal. Right? So I'm actually gonna just wait for him to get a bit closer, so that I can double attack him. There we go. So, start with Liana, once again attacking. And I'm actually just gonna have the Sky Archer placed next to Elwyn, so that he will be, the Sky Archer will be the one attacked. Down it goes. So Elwyn gets that healing, which is incredibly annoying. So I'm just gonna retreat for now and drop another summon. I really don't know if this is actually necessary, but I figure it's better to play it safe. So let's attack again. Chopping down Elwyn. Yeah, I didn't actually need it, because I was able to actually one-shot the damaged Elwyn at that point. But just in case, you know, I could use the summon to block again, and then get one more turn to attack Elwyn a third time. And there we go. So there's the awakening for Liana to get 6 skill points. So that way, I can now do what I've encountered multiple times in PvP, where people are bringing, let's say, Act Again, Prayer, and then either Gospel or Summon Sky Archer for the third one. And it does seem to work out quite well too, not bringing a heal skill. At least for PvP purposes at this time. So there we have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Nitro out. Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to be doing the Hero Awakening battle for Wiler. So let's begin. So for this specific battle, I have Wiler set up with catapults so that he can launch some extreme range attacks on these enemies. So I'm hoping this will give him the edge he needs to keep fighting. I truly don't know, but we'll see how it goes. So in terms of skills, I don't think he's going to be using any skills at all. He's just going to attack at long range against these enemies. So let's begin. So let's have Wiler attack at 3 range against Bozel. And he'll get hit by Black Hole, but he won't die from that, so that he can launch a second attack on Bozel to finish him off. And that triggers the second enemy to come at me. So here I am just going to hang back, and I think I'm going to... I'm wondering if I can regroup myself. Yes, I can. Perfect. So let's begin attacking Tiaris. So then I just move up to approach the last opponent. Gizzard-off. Alright, so at this point, I need to make sure I avoid Gizzard-off's AoEs while fighting the construct, so I'm just going to move back initially. So continue to pull back. He can move up 3, then attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe this is the house to place myself in. And then I can force the engagement at this point. So let's attack the construct to get rid of it. Gizzard-off uses an AoE attack. So I'm going to just push in. Second AoE. And here I am going to have to retreat because I know he's going to summon another construct when he dies, right? Actually, let's see what happens if I attack. I'm kind of curious. If I attack and kill him, do I get the victory? No. But I heal up to full, so that Wiler can easily finish off the construct. So that works too. So, attacking outside of the enemy ranges with catapults is the way to go there. And there's the awakening for Wiler. And other than that, I should briefly mention, my catapults, the catapults themselves aren't that leveled. They're level 7. But I do have pretty good text in terms of attack increases. There's 64% attack increase there. So that definitely helped Wiler do a lot of damage. And last but not least, my Wiler is currently 4 stars, so he's not that high level yet. But with that, he was still able to do the Hero Awakening battle successfully. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. The most important thing now is that I can have 6 points, so I could choose to replace the regroup with, let's say, mass heal or something similar. Right? And there we go. So, on that note, Nitro out.